Hey guys, welcome back to Channel Pause Window Cleaning, and today I have a very exciting video that I want to share with you guys about my favorite tools of 2024. Now at the end I will have bonus tools, so that's going to be pretty cool, so stay tuned for that. But also all the tools that I have here, I'm not going to go in any particular order, but what I'll do is put all the tools in the description down below. If you use those links, it'll help me and my wife and also support the channel. And if you do purchase anything through me, just send me a message, hey Andy, I purchased something through you, and so I can give you a thank you personally. Okay, so anyway, so let's get straight into it. First things first, it's not really a tool, it's kind of like an accessory, is my belt. It's a Moerman belt, pretty much basic, just pretty much so you can put some other parts into your belt, like for example, like this Moerman Side-Kit Flex. Essentially what it does is that you put it here, and so now you can have your mop and squeegee, but essentially I just want to kind of focus on the belt right now. It kind of holds all your tools together, like this sidekick right here holds all my towels. But anyway, so pretty much I'm kind of good to go on that end when it comes to, just doing simple things. In the past I used to have like an electrical belt, like for electricians. So I had pockets everywhere, and it was like very heavy, and so this is kind of really lightweight. I don't even think this is like even 5 pounds, so this is like super light, so trust me, your back is gonna thank you for that. So anyways, but yeah, it's a very simple belt. I mean, there's nothing too special about it, but again, I kind of now want to transition to what accessories you can put on the belt to make your belt be even better. Is this sidekick right here. It's awesome because you can put all your towels. They have like this fish towel right here. I really recommend this towel, by the way, for detailing kind of like all the window, but like the bottom of the window, I would say you kind of want to just use a regular towel like this. Got this from Costco. It comes with like, I don't know how many, but like a bunch of these microfiber towels, and you can always get that at Costco. So anyways, so I have that here, and I have pretty much all my my towels here, so that's pretty cool. And also here I have this compartment here for my steel wool, so that's pretty cool. So I can always have it here separated, because as you know, steel wool, if you touch it with water, you can start getting rusted. After one job with water, you have to kind of throw it away. So anyway, so it's pretty cool that you can kind of separate that from that. Then the second one is the Skywalker Flex. So this Skywalker Flex, I really like it a lot because, as you saw, it has a clip here, right? I already put everything so it makes the video a little bit easier, but have it here so that I can put my 2 squeegees. I have my Moerman Ultimate combo. Pretty much the combo means that it has the brass channels here on the Moerman accelerator. Now, I think this is a 2.0. Now, the thing is that I did put the green rubber on it, and for me, I'll be honest with you, I used to use like the cheapest of the cheapest black rubber. It was like black diamond rubber or something like that. It was like the worst rubber because I was trying to be cheap, and I was trying to go lift marks. Even my wife was telling me it all the time, like, man, Andy, like every time I go over, there's always like a little line that kind of goes through, so that kind of sucks. So anyway, so this is just a really good combo here. Again, I have 2 of them, you can just have one, but anyways, it kind of slips onto there, perfect. And then we have the Maykker's washer right here. I really like this a lot because I use this, and it's pretty cool because you can kind of rip off the Velcro like that. This is the the Hedgehog sleeve right here, so it's really cool because then I can go here, right, and everything is just in one. Now the cool thing about this is that if you're doing a lot of traditional window cleaning on the inside, your bucket's going to start getting filled with water, right? So one cool thing about this is that you can actually take this off, very simple, let the water out, and then from there you can kind of put it back in. So that's really, really cool. Okay, so now another tool that I like is this right here. It's a part of a box, and it's the Ninja box special. I forget the name of it exactly, but essentially I really like it because of this and the squeegee. Now when you're first starting off, I think it's a great box to come with because it also comes with a mop and everything, but for the sake of the video, I didn't want to have all my trunk bed full of stuff. So but this is really cool, especially like this little mini like trad pole. It's super light, super light. And you kind of want to get like those windows that are kind of hard to reach, if that makes sense. So it's pretty cool because this is the squeegee that it comes with, the Ninja squeegee, and essentially like that you can kind of go around. It also kind of has a swivel too. That's pretty cool like that. And then essentially that's pretty easy. And then if you have a mop, like for example, like let's say this one that's not Ninja, it also works too. You just kind of go like that, and then there you go. So it comes, I'm just showing you like the the combo, but it also works with this too. You just want to make sure that it kind of goes right there in the hole. It's not going to be like a perfect fit, but it does the job. Trust me, if you do everything right, especially if you're kind of just doing some fanning work, it works out really cool. Oh, and also I forgot, I'm kind of just going with the video as I kind of go, just kind of giving up some pretty cool points. So I don't have anything scripted, so just kind of want to give you guys like a natural video, if that makes sense. But one thing I really do like about this right here is that you can actually edit or adjust, not edit, but adjust the angle of it. It goes from -20, -5, 10, 25, and 40. So that's pretty cool. So especially if you have like a very weird angle, something like this, right? If the window's like kind of right in front of you, you can kind of do it like that. Also too, if it's like really high, right, you can kind of adjust so that you can do some fanning work like that, right? So it's pretty cool. So anyways, that's why I kind of like this, because it's kind of the universal squeegee. So that's pretty cool. So anyways, so putting all this back here, again, the Ninja box special comes with these two and a mop, and so that's pretty cool. So it's kind of like you're already good to go with kind of a really good box. So I mean, I use it from the beginning, but again, over time, I do a lot of, or my wife and I do a lot of trad work. So this does work, but if you want to kind of use a trad pull kind of right here, I don't know if it's going to be in the video, but like a 12-foot trad pull of Xero, you kind of just want to go over. This is not going to work because this only doesn't go that high. So I mean, I'm almost 6 feet, so this is like what, 5.5 feet, so it doesn't go that far. So so yeah, so this is a good like starter combo, especially for like storefronts and everything. Very good combo there. And then here is the Eagle Techno pad. So this is pretty cool because, like, let's say you're trying to do like a regular job, like let's say a first time clean, or there's a lot of little like tree sap or like bird poop or something like that, and this is kind of like not really taking it off the first time. Instead of having to like kind of take this apart, this is a walnut pad, by the way, going there and kind of just kind of going to each one like that, it's kind of like a little bit annoying, and also too, you kind of like have your wrist starts to hurt a little bit. But with this like that, you kind of like, you know, wet the window, kind of go like this, and it's nice because it kind of like flexes with you, so that's pretty cool. So you can kind of just, you know, mop it, then do this, mop it again, and then, you know, you want to use your squeegee for that. So this is a really cool combo. I really highly suggest, you know, this. It's not that expensive either. So again, I'll put everything in the description down below, but it's kind of, you know, it's kind of just straightforward. Again, I'm not trying to make this a complete, like really difficult video, like with a lot of different things, or complex video, I should say. So I just kind of giving you like a very basic that I can say that I can use this like pretty much every day, you know, comfortably. So, because there's a lot of tools, but again, you know, some tools I only use once in a while, right? And also like water fed, I can include that, and that can be a different video, but not everyone has water fed. So I kind of wanted to just make a video that's kind of, you know, simple and easy to understand. So now with all this in mind, I'm going to kind of move on to now the bonus content. Okay, so let me just kind of push everything to the side here, and now we're good to go. So now the first one, now all three of these are going to be part of Home Depot. Okay, you can buy all these tools at Home Depot. It's very easy, very cheap, and I use it all the time. Now the first one is this. It's a paint can opener. Now why am I talking about paint can openers for window cleaning, right? Well, this is essentially, I use this for taking off screens from the outside. So sometimes like here in Southern California and Pasadena area, there's like maybe like a little clip at the bottom that you have to go on the inside and kind of peel open, and then you have to take off the screen. So this is pretty cool because you can kind of go under, pop it up, and then take it off. Now to put it back on, it's kind of hard, so maybe you have to do it from the inside, but most of the times they have little tabs, you know, you can kind of pull out. You can even use this to help you pull out, so that's very beneficial. Comes in a pack of 3. If I'm not mistaken, this is the middle one, so there's a little smaller one and there's like a really big one, so it's pretty cool. So sometimes like Ashley or my wife, she might take one, I take the other, and it's not that expensive. I think it's like, I don't know, 15-20 bucks, you know, with inflation and everything it can change, but when I bought it was like 15 bucks for 3 of them, so that's pretty cool. So another one is the spray bottle. Now this is a HDX spray bottle. This is awesome because like I don't have to take a bucket, I don't have to take, now some of you guys do reach out to me and say, hey Andy, if you don't use a bucket, I don't, because I use this all the time for the inside, and then when I'm doing like maybe a couple of windows on the outside, it's just better to take this, spray a lot of water on the window, mop and squeegee and everything. Very easy to do. But again, if it's like the whole house on the outside, then I will definitely use, you know, like a bucket and do everything like that, you know, use an Unger bucket. It's kind of like my go-to. But again, you know, most times I just use water fed on the outside, so I don't really use the bucket. So that's kind of that. But this thing is awesome. I can do maybe one hole, depending on, of course, if it's all French windows, it's a huge house, small house and all that. I would say for sure this is a great product for maybe, not a great product, well, it is a great product, but it's good for maybe like one whole fill. We'll do a house, maybe 2 max. I don't think my wife and I, okay, well there's a little bit of wind coming by, so hopefully the audio doesn't go away too bad. But yeah, normally like for a whole house we might use like 1 or 2 of these, like filled, you know, all the way to the top. I don't even think ever my wife had to do it 3 times. So just kind of give you an idea how good this is, that it holds a lot, but also too is, I mean, obviously it's water, so it's going to add a little bit of weight, and it's also not going to tip over as easy. You know, it's kind of firm, so it's pretty good on that end, but totally worth it. The only thing is, I would say when you're starting to spray, sometimes this little thing pops off all the time, so it's kind of an easy fix. Kind of go like in the middle of it. Let me see if I can do it really quick. Kind of just kind of go on an angle, kind of get it in like that, and then pop it up, and that's it. So a very simple fix. My wife, sometimes it happens to her that it comes off, but over time it breaks, you know, in that sense. But I would say buy a couple of these. They're not that expensive, maybe like $5. So I would say get like maybe 2 or 3 of them. You know, if one breaks, at least you have an extra. Now the third and final one is kind of a hybrid one that I made, but it's pretty cool. This, where you can still buy at Home Depot, this, it comes with like a basic sleeve, you know, like one of those Unger very like basic sleeves. So what I did was I bought the Hedgehog 6-inch, and I also bought the Maykker one, right? So this is pretty cool because essentially what I did is I put it in here, right? And why am I using this? Oh, for what reasons? For French windows, right? So you go here, and then you put it in like that, and then essentially from there you just go like that, right? Now the Hedgehog sleeve is my favorite sleeve, but if it has tinted windows, I just use a regular one. I think that one's called the Python, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of looks something like this. You know, this is for another product, but something like this. So it's very, you know, it's not going to scratch any tint, so that'll be pretty cool on that end. Okay, so anyway, so that's that. And then what I also did to make this even better was that I use the Ettore brass channel here. So that's pretty cool. So that, because it comes with like a very cheap, I think it's aluminum from Home Depot, so it kind of tends to bend, you know, over time, you know, with multiple uses. But the Ettore brass channel does really help in a sense that it doesn't, you know, bend, especially using it for a long time. Been using this for like a year and a half, and it still hasn't bent at all, so it's pretty cool. And then I also use the Unger green rubber. I love this rubber a lot. Kind of mentioned it already that I used to be cheap and get like the cheapest rubber, the black magic rubber, and that thing was like $1 for like, you know, or $2 for like a 18-inch of it. But this is like more like on the higher end, it's like $4 or $5, you know, for like a, I don't, you know, I'll put everything in the description down below, but it's a little bit more expensive, but totally worth it. Doesn't leave any streaks or anything like that. So just always keep in mind that, you know, it's not the handle itself that's bad. The only thing is with handles is that the angle might be a little different. Like here, you know, it's kind of like a fixed handle, like angle. So just remember that sometimes it's not even the rubber that's bad. You know, you can have an Unger green rubber, but yet maybe you have like an aluminum channel, and then the channel is not good. So just keep that in mind, that it's kind of like a combo. The aluminum channel, which is not that expensive, right? And also too, the green rubber works out very, very well. But anyways, this is kind of like my wife's favorite tool. If I had to choose out of all of them, you know, this is probably like my wife's and myself's favorite tool, because this is awesome. Because imagine you get this, right? You kind of spray it, go like that, and just flip it and just take it off. So it's really easy. You don't have to have 2 tools, right? And what's cool about it too is that I sometimes just leave it here, so it doesn't come off. You know, like if I'm walking around the house, you just want to kind of be careful that, you know, you're not going to hit anything. But I mean, you kind of mentally think about, you know, having like a bubble around you. You know, you want to keep like walking around thinking like, oh yeah, I can, you know, go through there, and then you hit something. So you kind of have like a mental idea of like, you know, you have stuff around you. So all in all, that's kind of the video that I want to share with you guys today. I'll put all the products in the description down below, except for these three. Kind of like this handle here. This one is going to be, you know, a Home Depot with all these other ones. If I will put the Hedgehog in the description, and the brass and the green rubber. So if you want, you can also just, you know, do it yourself, so that you can also put the green and the brass channel on here, if that makes sense. So that helps out a lot. But I will say though that overall, all these tools here, I would say that if you were to buy these tools individually, you'll be good to go. You know, you can start pretty much day one. Also too, I would say you maybe want to get some towels, some fish towels. They're really good. I really like them a lot. They last like pretty much like the whole job with just having a few of these, but mainly you want to get like all that excess water that's like at the bottom of the window. If you're doing straight pulls in the bottom, you want to use that for this, and then detail the whole thing with this so that it lasts longer, because you don't want to get this too dirty. I mean, they're going to get dirty, but you want to rather get all that, you know, dirt and grime and all that on here. This, you know, you can always throw away because it's kind of cheap, right? But this is more on the pricier end, so you kind of want to have this last longer. Also, a quick tip: if you do have towels, do not put any soap, and just only put hot water, because this is going to already have soap already in it, kind of. So you want to have this, and you know, just all like have this, you know, detail and all that, but you want to have them all. You can put them all together, but the thing is that you do not want to put them in the dryer. Okay, you definitely don't want to do that. You want to kind of just let it air dry. And yeah, I mean, these are really good. If anything, you can always leave this on the side, let it dry while you're cleaning, and then you can use it in another part of the job. But totally worth it. I like it a lot, and these are all my go-to. And so yeah, if you made it this far in this video, if you want to help support the channel, just leave a like, comment. If you want to comment of any tools that you personally like, and don't forget to subscribe. And all the stuff here, all of the products will be in the link down below. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye.